Board of Education. May I have an approval of the agenda, please?
So moved.
Second.
Phil moved, Susan seconded. All those in favor of approving the agenda as presented, please say aye and raise your right hand.
Aye.
Aye. Moving on to the budget hearing. This is the notice to amend the 22-23 budget. If you guys would like to kind of just go over that again. Then if anyone has comment or conversation, we'll get to that portion of the hearing.
So as we explained last fall, that when you're building the budget, you're doing it off of projections or estimates to factor out the year. Then we have an audit that would give us some more specific FTE numbers per students, which would then get us to the actual amount that we have to work with. So we received information from the state that put us in a position where based on our student enrollment numbers, there's an opportunity to amend the budget to get access to those dollars in terms of a budget authority from the board. So I'll turn it over to Mr. Oler at this time.
Yeah. So thank you, Mark. So yeah. So as Mark mentioned, with the updated or audited weightings, we have the ability to increase our budget authority. So we have listed there on the screen. Three funds will be looking at adjusting, which would be the general fund. Going to $10,283,701 at risk, where our majority of our weightings increased. We went to $907,219, and those are obviously from the audit that we had from KSDE. Special ed is being adjusted for again budgetary availability to spend, authority to spend. This was due again from our estimate from the previous budget. So once again, not to be a broken record, to have the budget authority to spend. Some of this is padded a little bit just so we don't under or overspend. But do you guys have any questions on the amended proposed? So again, this is the majority of this is going to be from the Medicaid increase from the direct certification that we had. That we are able to spend. These are state aid dollars, so it's not a tax, an additional tax to our patrons. This is something that the state has. We have the ability to spend it. This allows us to have the budget authority to spend those dollars.
So the special education would obviously be flowed through to an extent. It would go to our local to pay for the assessments.
Any questions? As part of the budget hearing process, if anyone was here to ask questions or make comment, we would listen to that. We don't have anyone here. So with that, I move that we accept the proposed amended use of funds as presented. Second? All those in, oh yeah.
This evening was more just educational. I think we wanted to actually move for the to give you time to consider.
Oh, sorry.
My apologies.
You're fine.
No, that's okay. It said action recommended on our.
Yeah, I apologize. So this evening was just more of to inform the board of the recommendations here. We're asking for a motion at our June 19th meeting to allow time if you had it.
Okay.
Do we have to wait?
That's what we initially planned to.
Okay.
We don't necessarily have to. I don't know, Mark.
No, we don't necessarily have to. But generally with the hearing, just from a procedure standpoint, we were looking at this being the educational opportunity to not make decisions from that particular idea, to give an opportunity to if someone were here to speak, to have questions.
So it isn't actually a budget hearing then? We're not actually having the hearing, you're just presenting the information and then asking us to have the hearing at the June? Because normally when we have the hearing, that is when we're asking for, and that's okay. I can withdraw my motion.
We can just vote it down.
There's been enough of that. No, I'm withdrawing my motion. Okay, we can do it at the regular meeting.
Well, it's still technically the hearing.
Okay.
Because we're not seeking an approval.
Okay.
Per se of the budget. We're allowing the opportunity to be heard.
Okay.
Yeah.
So folks, would have an opportunity again at the regular June meeting if they had further questions during public comment.
Well, if I understand correctly, Kelly, that again, this was judged or this was set, publicized as the hearing for opportunities for anybody who had wished to speak about
Okay.
or had questions about, also informing the board. My understanding for the June meeting that we would present or seek for an approval at the June 19th meeting.
Okay. Easy enough. Then Megan, never mind. Thank you. Okay.
Sorry for any confusion there.
No, that's okay. That's it then. Okay. Executive session. I move we enter into executive session with Mr. Dodge to discuss personnel, district-wide personnel position pursuant to the justification under coma for non-elected personnel. And the open meeting will resume at 6:15. Bill seconded. All those in favor, please say aye and raise your right hand.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 6-0. No, we won't be done by 7. Yeah, do whatever. Yeah, totally.
Which is tonight too.
Oh,
Yeah, just, it happens.
I know.
But the only thing is tonight they went to 20 hours because the author is zooming in.
Oh.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, but it'll be fine because there's, I mean, you get like 7:40, maybe, like you think, maybe.
Do whatever you need to do.
Oh, no, I'm just saying, okay, I know, I'm totally,
Because we were supposed to 16.
yeah, so, and it.
Well, that's exciting.
Shocked me to drive in Jill's car tonight, which is a size up from my car. Like, you're on the edge of the road, you're on the edge of the road, you're on the.
Thank you, Megan. Okay, that was the actual end of our executive session. So calling the meeting back to order. There is now nothing for personnel report, correct? That was changed, right? So there's nothing to approve there. So all we need to do is adjourn this special meeting. So if someone, excuse me,
I'll make a motion
Thank
to
you.
adjourn. Second?
that was Kelly and Andy. All those in favor of adjourning, please say aye. Raise your right hand.
Aye.
Motion carries 6-0. Meeting adjourned 6:16, and then we'll resume at 6:30 for our second meeting. Thank you. Sorry to interrupt, guys.